Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm just going to go through a simple price action strategy for you guys to be able to trade and understand, okay? So I'm just going to go through GJ and then GA, how I would mark it up myself, top-down analysis, market structure, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and break it down for you how I would enter the trade, etc. So hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully this is very simple for you guys. So to start it off, on GJ, this is what I would look for. So literally currently, you can tell price had a pretty big continuation candle, and there is no wick at the bottom. It looks like we could continue all the way down here. If you see this is a really important zone. We had a closed candle right here, and then bam, wick down and close up there, right? So what this means is obviously this is a really important price zone. So like 125, 126 right here, that is a really good psychological level. I really like these zones that have just two candles right after another. And that just to me shows immediate rejection, which is really important in this market, right? So even like right here, this to me is the zone. Let me pull this over here. That to me would be the zone, okay? So for me, I think GJ is headed down. And if you even go on the 4-hour, it looks like it's trending down, right? So here is how I would break this down here. So we had this zone up here on the 4-hour. Bam, bam. We had an attempt to break out, which didn't happen. That eventually led to a lower low. We had a low right here. An attempt to break out didn't happen, which eventually led to a lower low, which then, once this had happened, we would then be waiting for a potential retest to this low right here, and then a continuation down. So if we went right here, bam, bam, this could fake out a lot of people, obviously, right? So it looks like it's going back in the zone, a close back in the zone, but a lot of people don't realize is market structure was broken, okay? So market structure is always going to beat that, simple, quote unquote, break and retest that a lot of people like to trade. And obviously this strategy is incorporating break and retest in here because look right here, we pretty much retested the zone. But a lot of people would say, this is where they go wrong. We would say just because we closed back above right here, okay, that it would now be looking for buys. And here's where that goes wrong, is because look, it's market structure. You have a low, you have a high, you have a new low, right? And now you have a new high, right? A lower high, and a lower low. Now we're looking for sells. So I actually had this marked up and I sent it in the group chat, the Telegram. I don't know if anyone caught it. I didn't send an exact signal. And if you're not in that, it's the first link in the description, okay? So make sure to join that. It's completely free. We send encouragement in there, motivation, and it's called Bull Through It. Going to be coming out with this super sick clothing company soon. And that's going to be sponsoring Forex influencers, okay? So I'm really pumped about that. So anyways, this is market structure, all right? So it's not just, a trend line. It's not just fibs. It's not just a indicator. This is market structure that's being obeyed, and it's always going to be obeyed, right? Obviously, you're going to take losses. Everyone has losses. That's part of the game. But look, if I were to use a trend line, just for example, this would have probably been a trend line. All right, it looks like it broke down, came back in, bam, it's retesting, looks like buys. That's obviously not the case as we saw it break down. So market structure, if you do have market structure and then you combine it with a trend line. Now that is powerful. Right here, we didn't really have many confirmations, but we knew market structure, okay? So once this had happened, we had this, one of these candles right here. We had a breakdown of this little consolidation. We had a breakdown, a little retest, and sells. Beautiful. So that right there was your signal. You could have even waited for this low to be broken, retest, and bam. So that's like a perfect break and retest right there. Beautiful. So hopefully that makes sense. This is GJ. Now let's move to GA. All right. So I haven't even looked at this since I sent it in the group. Beautiful. So it looks like that's happening. Let's go ahead and clear this out. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So as you can see, we're obviously on a 4-hour downtrend. It looks like we're on a daily downtrend. Yes, we are. Bam. We had this uptrend. All right. We had a higher high. We broke down, made new lows right here. Low, new low, retest, breakdown, new low, lower high, new low. So right now on the daily, I'm looking for a little bit of a retest and more sells. We could sell really down to this zone right here safely. Looks pretty safe. Right now we have a little bit of this rejection that we could probably see at the beginning of the week. So if that's our zone and we're looking for sells, right here we had this low, we had this high, we had this low that was kind of abided by, but not really. It broke it, retested, broke down again. And again, like I mentioned, I'm really looking for another retest. So we could use this trend line. It's not perfect. It's not beautiful. That's why I don't really like to use trend lines personally. I would rather just use some support and resistance based on market structure. So if I were to take this trade, it's going to be, so there's the low. I'm going to wait for a retest to this area, which we're probably going to get. It looks like we had a pen bar right here. We had a pretty solid pen bar, and then we had a breakdown. So what I'm thinking is it's going to come back up here, and we're going to head down for sells. Okay, so it's beginning of the week. It's Sunday, and we're going to be looking for that. That's the 4-hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So obviously our daily bias is sells. Okay, so what do you want is your 4-hour and your 1 hour to match up with that. You don't want to be having a daily sell and then on the 1 hour you're looking for buys, okay, unless you're literally like scalping like 3 pips. So just be careful if you're looking for 20-30 pips. I always recommend just sticking with your daily bias, wait for that trade to play out, and then take the sell or the buy, depending on what your bias is. Okay, so that is GA. Let's do one more. Where's EN at, baby? My favorite pair. EN seems to always trend, which I love. I love EN. This is the 1 hour. Beautiful. So it looks like we're making new highs. It looks like we're going up now. All right. So we're pretty much retesting these highs right here. But even on the 4 hour, we had some highs right there. Bam, a low. We break out and we're coming back up here. So what I would 100% love for to happen, for me to take this trade, is a breakout right here. I mean, this is so clean because we've retested this zone so many times. This is a major zone. If we get this breakout and just a little tap, okay, this is looking like a beautiful buy. TP1, TP2. Right here is a gorgeous zone. Beautiful price right there. So drop down to the 1 hour. What we want to see, excuse that. Come on, there we go. So we get a little bit of a breakout right here. Bam, this is the 1 hour. We get a retest, we get a pin bar, or it consolidates in an engulfing candle. That is my entry. Stop loss below, send it up here. Beautiful. So it doesn't matter which one we get first. Again, I'm not a genie, so we never know what candles are going to happen. So, but if we get those, it's a beautiful trade, right? So that is exactly what I am looking for. We even have a trend line here. That would be beautiful. So this is my simple price action strategy. It's completely based on market structure, and I throw in some candlestick structure for entry, and then higher highs, higher lows. And for another confirmation, I mean, if you really want to confirm things, is trend lines. Those three things are my entry triggers. So that's exactly how I look at the market. This is everything in my 3 years combined. This is all the indicators that I've ever used. This is all of the trades I've ever taken, all of the charts I've ever looked at. So just want to encourage you, never think that you're trading quote unquote wrong, because the way you're trading right now is going to make you the trader that you're meant to become. So every trade you're taking right now is adding experience to the trader that you should be, and the trader that's within you that is profitable, and finding the connections, the people, the resources that are going to help you make money with trading. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is my strategy that I've come up. This is the way I've traded, and the way I trade based on my experiences, etc. So I hope this helped you guys. If you liked it, leave a like. Again, join our free Telegram. There's about 230 people in there. Super pumped about that. Let's get it to 500. Thank you guys so much.